two.
On this episode of the Influencer Interview, I'll be speaking with Jarc Nutrition. Jarc, how's it going, man?
How's it going, guys? Hope
Good, good.
hope you guys are doing okay.
I'm doing well. Great to have you on. Um,
Appreciate it.
so give me a little bit of background on Jarc. Is that your first name, or is that like a nickname that you've used for influencing?
So honestly, there's actually quite a bit of a backstory to that name. I won't keep it too long, but basically, my cousin had something with his friends where they were just basically naming things like literally anything starting with the letter J, and randomly he just called me. He actually called me Jars. So my first name's actually Marciano, and he called me Jars. And it just stuck with me, and I'm like, oh, I really like that name. This is like back like maybe 12, 13 years ago, whatever. Really like that name. Then all friends from school, I started telling them to start calling me that.
Mm,
And then another close friend of mine, he just again randomly just said Jark, and that stuck with me. And ever since then, just been rocking with it.
awesome, man. Awesome. So
Yeah.
everyone around you knows you by Jarc.
Well, yeah, I guess, but they mostly call me by my first name. But
Yeah.
for the people online, Jark is
Okay.
my thing.
Right on. And when did you get into influencing?
Honestly, very recently. It's been since the summer, in end of June.
Mm,
So the summer of 2024 is when I started to start posting videos online and really want to pursue this as something full time in the future.
awesome. And if you're
Yeah.
comfortable, give the audience some backstory. If there's anything that's not evident from your content, where are you located? How old are you? What inspired you to become an influencer?
Yeah. So okay, I'll start that. So I'm actually live in Canada, Montreal. I'm 21 years old. Um, what got me started? So honestly, quite a few things. I've been in the like space of, I guess you could call it online, trying to do things, trying to make money. I
Mm,
was started doing NFTs. I don't know if you guys were into that. If you were into that, John Paul. I was into NFTs, and then moved on because that died out pretty quick. Then moved on to e-commerce, started doing drop shipping, had a little bit of success with that, but then just fell apart. Then I was just looking at stuff I could do, and I'm like, you know what? Well, sorry. Along that journey, I was really into fitness, is I guess what I should have mentioned. Like throughout what I just told you, I was really into fitness. I was going to
mm,
gym. It was a passion that I really had actually for quite a long time, which started off right before COVID. And yeah, and then I'm like, you know what? Is something that I could see myself doing actually for the long term. And my goal at the end of the day was always to help other people and inspire other people to live a healthier lifestyle, because at the end of the day, true success is a healthy lifestyle, and that's what I strongly believe in, and I want to push people to live that kind of lifestyle as well. So, and that's what got me started. And also, just I don't want to talk too much, but another big reason why I wanted to get into the health space was because having my own health issues, just having some gut issues and all that, trying to resolve that really got me to realize that it's not just me, and there's so many other people that are dealing with similar issues, and that's why I wanted to help people figure it out and live that healthy lifestyle.
awesome. That's a great message. Yeah, I could definitely tell from your content that that you've got a passion and you're trying to help people. So what sort of influencing are you like? What's the goal behind your content? Are you planning on selling a course, or do you just want to get the message out to as many people as possible?
At the moment, honestly, it's just exactly what you just said, getting the message out to as many people as possible to understand just how important it is in all bounds of all realms of life to
Mm.
live that kind of healthy, productive lifestyle.
Who were you inspired by? Like, I guess you did mention that you were inspired through your own journey from, some health issues, and that sort of gave you the motivation to improve, or to work on your own health. So, but along that journey, were there other influencers, or places where you educated yourself?
So along the journey of the beforehand, not really. Like the influencers is more. It came with actually starting the influencing
Hmm.
is when I started to actually, figure out and get some content info from these influencers, whatever. But no one specifically when I started my journey, no. But obviously now being in the niche, you start to see who's doing this, who's doing that, start to learn, take some, obviously not copy content, but
Take some
get some
inspiration.
content ideas, some inspo.
Yeah,
So
yeah, for sure. Yeah. So how are you implementing, the message that you're putting out there? It's obviously more than just nutrition. You talk about fitness a lot. You talk about just having an overall healthier lifestyle. So run me through a day in your life. What does that look like? How are you implementing these tactics and strategies?
yeah, so I mean, wake up in the morning. I do my little morning routine. I don't know if you want me to mention that. Whatever. Do a quick little morning routine. Then I go eat breakfast. Straight to the gym. It's very very simple stuff. Go straight to the gym. Come home. Either have lunch or stretch. I try to do my stretching every time I work out, which is super crucial. Lunch, get work done. Dinner, work done. Bedtime.
And
It's
is
very
is so the message that you're putting on the internet, um, is this like, how do I phrase this? Um, hmm, how exactly, like, how did you gain this sort of knowledge? Did you start somewhere where
yes.
were you in a
Great
bad
question.
place at one point?
No, but well, I mean, yes, but has nothing nothing to do with this. But so yes, that's a great question. So most of my information was actually through Twitter. So I was on Twitter before like any other. I mean, Twitter's been the only social media app I was really using for the longest time during that whole e-commerce NFT for the past 3 4 years. Twitter's been the big app I've been using, and you get a lot of good quality information on Twitter. If anyone watching doesn't have Twitter, I would highly recommend to download Twitter, and but make sure you're following the right people because that's the most important thing. So, but the thing about Twitter is there's a lot of information out there, but you just got to be careful where you're getting the information from. And obviously, most importantly, do your due diligence because some people are spreading misinformation. And that's exactly where I got most of the information about nutrition and fitness in general.
Mm.
So, yeah, got a big credit to Twitter.
So it was a lot of it anecdotal as well. Like, did you trial and error things that you tried and didn't work?
Oh, it's a bit of both, right?
Yeah,
My own trial and error, my own experiences, and getting a bunch of information from Twitter. So basically, I would take, let's say, example, I would take the information I'm getting on Twitter about certain things, whatever, try it out myself. It works, okay, it doesn't work, and then you start adjusting, right?
yeah.
So that's kind of been my thing that I've been doing.
Yeah, there's plenty of professionals on social media nowadays that are kind of um, diminishing the significance of, like, a degree in a specific field, because who better to listen to than, instead of your professor, listen to another guy who is creating content designed for you to intake and then gain knowledge from.
And so much easier to get that information, right? It's just right
Yeah,
there in front.
it's free. Yeah.
Yeah.
And they design it to to be downloaded in that manner. Yeah.
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 And what's crazy is that the information that you could get on the internet could be just that much better than what you would get at your schools or your professors.
Yeah.
So it's like, who do you trust nowadays, right?
Yeah. Oftentimes it is like it's the universities and these schools are incentivized to, maybe not give you the right message, or where they're getting their curriculum is outdated, whatever the reason may be. But yeah, bottom line is, I think there's a lot of, like you said, exactly like you said, um, within your niche, listening to the right people, getting
Hmm.
quality information from professionals. Yeah, you can definitely get a good education,
Yeah,
free on the internet. Yeah. So,
and there's so much to learn on the internet as well.
yeah.
Like, yeah, honestly, it's in certain degrees, like you could learn so much more just by doing your own research online compared to if you were to get a degree at school. Just like example, like a nutrition degree, you could figure out nutrition in the matter of a month,
Hmm.
compared to these people that are doing degrees for 3 years.
Yeah.
And then after they're telling you certain foods that are good for you, when in reality, like some of them don't even know what they're talking about, spreading misinformation.
Yeah.
But that's a
Absolutely.
whole nother conversation to have. But yeah.
Yeah. So, within the context of your content, explain a little bit about it. Like, tell me, tell me, tell me the message that you're trying to
Yeah,
spread.
so honestly, at the moment, I'm more focused on dieting and nutrition,
Hmm.
which eventually 100% I want to implement more fitness content, just because I'm very experienced in the fitness related world. I mean, I've been working out for almost 4 years now. I've gone through all kinds of different phases: the bulking, cutting, maintaining, lean bulking, all that. So
Yeah.
that's something I want to start implementing into my content. But at the moment, it's more focused on diet and nutrition, basically just showing meals, different recipes, healthy recipes that not everything, not all junk food has to be bad for you.
Hmm.
Just little stuff like that is kind of what I'm focusing my content around right now. But eventually, I want to get into more, I guess you could say, so fitness, like I said, and I want to get into more like entertainment style, health related content
Okay.
is what I'm looking to get into. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
And also, honestly, another thing, because this is the biggest question. I'm sure you have the same problem, but this is the biggest question that I get asked is I can't eat like that. It's too expensive. This is too expensive. It's always the same thing. So I think
Hmm.
that's another thing I want to start implementing is showing people actually that you could really eat good quality healthy food at a cheap cost, and it's so doable, and people got to open their eyes to that.
Yeah. Yeah. I've seen a lot of your recipes too. They look incredible. Like, there was
Yeah,
one video with all the different kinds of cookies,
yeah,
and
crumble made
yeah.
the crumble. I mean, it didn't really look anything like them, but I gave it.
I'm sure
And
they were
all those.
delicious though.
Oh yeah, very good, very good. And what's crazy is all those recipes are just straight from the dome. Like, don't take them from anywhere. Just test things out and figure it out.
Intuition. Yeah.
Sometimes that's what you do.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, for sure. Yeah. So, are you always eating those kinds of meals, or do you stick to like a simple? Are you making those for the content? Do you really love them, or
Oh, for sure. I love eating them. I mean,
yeah?
it's something I do try to do rarely because I mean, still it's still not the greatest thing. You never want to overdo anything.
Mm,
So I try not to do that too often whenever I gotta make some content or whatever. But typically my meals I keep them simple. Your
yeah.
protein, your carb, your fats. That's it. Simple stuff.
Yeah. And do you believe that the nutrition and the training go hand in hand?
Oh, 100%. Like and this is something I've said in my content before, and I'm sure you could 100% agree with, is if you're trying to really see progress in the gym, the only way you're gonna actually see progress in the gym is by focusing on a strict diet. If you don't have a strict diet, you won't see that progress. I'm always 80% diet, 20% training. That's just my thing. I
Yeah.
don't know if you agree with that, but that's always been my thing.
Yeah. No, I agree 100%. That's what I'm hearing from. Would you consider yourself like an animal based, or how would you label it?
Yeah, I guess animal-based whole fuel eating.
Yeah, whole fuel. That's new. That's a new one. I haven't heard that yet.
Yeah, well, that's my thing,
Okay.
which pushed much, but it's my thing, cause whole fuel, whole food.
It's catchy. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, for sure.
it,
Yeah. There's definitely a reason that the like a holistic lifestyle is being pushed recently. You know,
Oh, for sure.
you being an influencer as well, you've seen that um, the 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 typical like gym bro chicken and rice, broccoli type nutrition is
That's
it's really being phased out.
it is. It is.
And so many people are attracted to, and they're labeling themselves as like holistic animal based influencers just because it's working and people are really resonating with it.
It's working, and it's working for their content, and it's
Hmm.
working for their actual healthy lifestyle.
Yeah,
Because I guess people are just figuring out that's the way to do it. Like,
yeah,
eh, that's what it is.
yeah,
I remember when I started out, like what you just said, the classic chicken and rice or beef and rice, whatever, was the
hmm,
way.
yeah,
That's what we were doing when I was 18, 19. And now it's just everything changed. It's crazy. Who knows
yeah,
what it's gonna be 2, 3 years? You just never know.
yeah. That's interesting. They always think that they have it figured out, and then
Yeah,
everything
something
changes.
new.
Something will
Yeah,
change. Yeah, something will evolve.
yeah.
Yeah, yeah, no doubt. Um, part of me, part of me believes that we're close to the end stage in that though, because something that animal based rather brings to the table that's new is the idea of like an ancestral lifestyle.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, 100%. That's how basically what you just said. That's how our ancestors used to eat.
Yeah,
A- And honestly, I don't know about you, but my grandparents and great grandparents were the healthiest people. So it's like
yeah.
there has to be a reason why, right?
They never thought about diet.
No, but that's how they were eating, though.
Yeah, 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 yeah. Everything that was available would have been clean, minimally processed.
Yeah, exactly. And now you hear all kinds of people with cancer, autoimmunes. Autoimmunes have skyrocketed over the last couple of years. It's insane.
Yeah, yeah.
And we're just all like oblivious to it. Like, there's clearly a main factor to why this is happening, right?
Hmm.
And it's all diet. Like, I don't know why just people don't realize it. I don't know.
Yeah,
Yeah. But then again, like I said before, there's the excuse of money, but and that's why I wanted to start making content around that because I want to show people you really could eat well on a budget. Like you really could.
yeah. Have you put
What?
any con? Go ahead. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah. Hey, what does a McDonald's Happy Meal cost now? Like 10, $12?
Oh, easily 10. Yeah, you could spend
I could.
on a Subway combo. I think it's close to $20.
Oh, come on, 20
Uh,
bucks?
yeah, I think if you want to get a sandwich and a drink and a bag of
Well,
chips
it's
for
20 bucks.
their combo, it's getting up there. Yeah, yeah,
Unreal. Like I could pull together a meal for like $8, and you're eating amazing.
yeah,
Like
yeah,
crazy.
yeah. No doubt. So you mentioned you're in Montreal. I had no idea. I thought you would have been in the States, but I'm also in Canada, closer to
Yeah,
Toronto.
yeah. In
Yeah.
Montreal.
So have you lived in Montreal your whole life?
Yeah, yeah. Born and raised.
Okay.
Just been here through 21 years grinding it out.
Yeah. Have you so how is it over there in terms of like the quality of the food? You can't obviously, raw milk is also that's another big thing, but that's also illegal
Yeah,
in
all raw there.
Montreal. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Um but is there anything you think that's unique where you are?
Uh, honestly, nothing that we get that people in the States can get at
Yeah.
the end of the day. So I look at it and they just get the extra benefits. Like this is my experience at my local grocery stores is there's not much options. Like even the Costco, like there's no I don't know I'm sure you see it all the time on these influencers in the States. Their Costco's you could get grass fed mince meat right at your local Costco.
Hmm.
We don't have access to that here. There's no grass fed meat. You got to go to a butcher. If you want good quality meat, grass fed meat, you got to go to your local butcher or drive up somewhere to a shop or your local farm. There's
Hmm.
no supermarket or grocery store that sells grass-fed meat. It's very, very rare. So we're kind. I mean, personally, I'm kind of. It's more difficult for me to actually eat really, really good compared to people living in the States.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, well, the economy in the States is 300 times the size that it is in Canada, right? Yeah. So you can't even, like, not even the ones that are packaged in plastic. You have to go to a butcher. You have to buy a half cow.
Yeah.
Everything else is going to be
You,
conventional.
if you want grass fed, that's what you got to do.
Yeah. Well, you got to
The
do what you
eggs
got to
too.
do.
The eggs too. No pasture raised eggs at the grocery stores. Got to
Hmm.
get them at my local farm. It's more of a hassle, but it is what it is. You got to do what you got to do to stay healthy, right?
Yeah. 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 No doubt. So do you have anything else to say about, like your message or what you're trying to put on the internet? If you could phrase it.
Uh, One thing I would just tell people honestly is like really, really take your health seriously because without your health, you at the end of the day, you really got nothing.
Yeah.
Again, obviously, I want to push this too is don't be a freak either. Don't go crazy over little details. Like if you want to enjoy yourself, go ahead, enjoy yourself. But just do everything smartly, you know?
Mm,
And that's just what I'm gonna say is that health really is the most important thing, the most important attribute to all of our lives.
awesome. Great message. All right. Well, I look forward to seeing more of your content. Thank you for accepting the interview. Thank you for accepting the
Yeah,
invitation.
sure. Thanks for having me, John.
No problem, man. It was a pleasure to chat with you.
Thank you.